Hi, this is Stephanie Miller from The Stephanie Miller Show. Please enjoy this exclusive clip from my show on Political Voices Network.
Then we need to decrease what I call government creep with personnel. The FBI's footprint has gotten so freaking big, and the biggest problem the FBI has come out of its intel shops. I'd break that component out of it. I'd shut down the FBI Hoover building on day one and reopening the next day as a museum of the deep state.
This ship is on fire and it's sinking. And until you realize that you have a madman at the helm. And the question is, what can you do to protect yourself, your friends, your followers, and your family? That's what you need to take care of right now. You know, I wrote in that Substack piece there that, hey, the hard reality is you need to accept this now. You need to accept that the United States voted overwhelmingly for dictatorship. And it was boosted by white men, white women, and surprisingly Latino men.
Yeah.
Including people that know that their fellow citizens could be rounded up. I wrote a Substack about that before. The hallmarks of civil war could all start in the roundups of citizens on the street. So until go have a good cry, right? Get it out of your system. I was grieved like I'd lost my wife again.
Yeah.
But get it out of your system and start standing up and understanding you need to start taking steps together or you're all going to drown alone.
Yeah. I mean, you said some of you will feel the same as you felt in 2016. You'll feel shame and grief, but now at a collapse of understanding of how the Trump train hit you into the mix, your wits are torn asunder, your heart aches in a deep throbbing pain. You feel as if a close loved one has died. You will be correct. Benjamin Franklin's words now ring true. We were a republic if we could keep it. We did not, and it died today. So welcome to America, the tyranny. What is now dying is the American experiment itself and our Russian enemies. Trademark Malcolm Nance. You said it learned long ago and passed on to the right-wing extremist toadies was that the fastest way to kill democracy was to use democracy as the very knife to slit its throat. We do not have a president. We now have a king with all the powers King George had at the time of the American Revolution. I mean, we did this to ourselves, Malcolm, to your point.
We did. We did this to ourselves. And there's one thing that I want to absolve some people. Apparently, there were 18 million Democrats that didn't turn out, people that had voted before, that did not turn out at all. And I'm going to put it right on the table. Look, it's not even about a black woman. It's about a woman. Those numbers were almost the same as Hillary Clinton's numbers. Every time Steve Kornacki went to the big board and started doing an analysis of 2024, 2020 and 2016, Kamala Harris's numbers came out almost exactly close to Hillary Clinton's. I mean, misogyny. I'm sorry, just let me get this off of my chest.
Yeah.
We apparently hate women, and you've just froze into amber the loss of all women's rights. Your mother, your sisters, your daughters. You are not men. What you are is you want to rule and lord over them. Apparently, The Handmaid's Tale was a documentary and a template for you.
Yeah, I was going to say the most depressing tweet I read is stop telling your daughters that she can grow up to be president. She can't. And I hope we change that in my lifetime.
This is where they want their daughters. They want their daughters as baby incubators. And until these things happen to them, until there are rapes, until there are cases where their daughters die in large numbers, which, let's face it, these people voted for it to happen to their families. So how women are even having any relations with men is beyond me, all right? If I were a guy, I'd be looking out for sharp objects. Next time I've decided that I'm going to, be conjugal. Because I'm sorry, you didn't just take away their rights. You have now relegated them to almost an Iranian-level second-class citizenship. But let's set that aside. Because, okay, we know you hate women. That's just on the table.
Yeah.
Now, the hatred of minorities, this nation is going to suffer Okay, and it's going to suffer not just economically. That's going to smash everybody. Elon Musk.
Yeah, this was the nastiest, most misogynistic campaign. He ended by calling Nancy Pelosi a bitch. J.D. Vance called Kamala Harris garbage. It's...
No, this is the rise of bro culture.
You write, you most likely are feeling fear, trepidation, anxiety, burning pain in the middle of your gut that says things are going to get nasty. You are correct in those emotions as well. So I'll give you till the end of this article to feel all those things and then get on with the program. At the end, I want you to have a deep sobbing cry. Then I want you to stand up, get a hot beverage, commit yourself to not surrendering all that you presently feel. Hold in your heart. Trust me, I'm a widower, and your psychological well-being demands it. Your family will look to you. Your friends will lean on you for the stalwartness you need to develop pronto. And as a sailor would, you wrote, it's easy to surrender in a storm, to pass under the waves and slowly die inside. It is easier not to engage, go into isolation, or try comprehending the crisis that befell us. I understand it. It just, this is so beautiful. I'm sorry. I hope you don't mind this because I'm not reading this to you. I'm reading it to it, because a lot of people won't go read. However, one cannot name, must not surrender to the sweet, cold admission that it's hard to fight. It's hard to stand against outrageous insults and arrogance, but those are your only choices on this day of days. You can surrender to an America that is dictatorial and fascistic and will grind into the day-to-day affairs of your life without any input from you, your friends, or your family. You can let other people dictate what your life will be. That's why it's called a dictatorship. This got me, even with the no sleep, fired up. You said, swear to yourself. Hang on, I need some music. Swear to yourself. You will not let this abomination abide without your voice of opposition, be it in an op-ed, Twitter responses, call into local radio shows, Facebook, whatever. Stay in this forum with me. Stay in this fight with me and Malcolm. Swear to make your voice heard, because suppressing your voice is next up after suppressing your vote. You must stand up, even when afraid. Say what you mean and feel. Right now you feel a miasma of grief and pain, but learn to stand up and say what you mean. Tell everyone what you think is right, honorable, and true before it is illegal. Malcolm, sorely needed this morning. Thank you.
Let me give you some instructions here.
Okay.
Here are the two phrases I want to hear out of everyone's mouth. I don't want to hear nothing, no discussion, no analysis, which is how they won. They speak in stupid, simple frames. And here's some phrases you need to learn. Here's one. How dare you speak to me about democracy and patriotism? The phrase, how dare you, had better lead every discussion you have. And the next phrase you need to say is, you voted and asked for this, and you're getting it. Right?
Malcolm,
the
main thing people said they voted on was democracy. But he's gaslit them enough to go, we're the ones that were going to kill democracy, because he's the victim of witch hunts and whatever and political persecution and blah, blah, blah. I mean, this disinformation is complete now. Russia now has all these willing traitors here that will parrot whatever disinformation they...
Oh, a lot of people are going to die over this. People will lose their lives, not just women in the United States. They are going to round up people on the highways, the roads, at Walmart, maybe even stop you, ask you for your papers. You don't think this is going to happen? It's planned. Project 2025 will spring to life this week. Okay? Latinos, they will come and round up people who are illegal, and maybe you are illegal. Arabs and Muslims who voted against this because of Gaza. Gaza is finished because of this.
Yep.
If you voted against Kamala Harris over Gaza, you've sentenced them to death. They have no guardrails now. And definitely, you've sentenced the American democracy to death.
Think around the world. Think about waking up in Ukraine this morning, right? I mean, he has made them just as selfish as he is. It's like, oh, screw them. I don't want to give any money to other countries. The whole idea of democracy has been demolished.
Everything we fought for since World War II, since landing on Norway, has just been spat on. And it's been redefined, their treason, as patriotism. All right? I have a hard time shutting up. But you know what? I know how to speak to these people now. These guys came and attacked me all morning. Shut up. Respect the vote. No. Right? Foxtrot uniform, Foxtrot uniform, Foxtrot uniform. We go into the fight and we fight. We stop mealy-mouthing and discussing this. And until we get some Democratic leadership that will stop discussing it and fight on their terms and show spine, we will all suffer.
I'm here with the incredibly handsome Dr. David Silverman to talk about ASEA Renew that I'm holding in my hand. This stuff is amazing. Revitalizing Redox Gel. You hold up, you have you can either, it comes in drink form and this is the gel form. I love, first of all, that supermodel Carol Alt will be promoting this. She's taken so many jobs from me, so I am so happy.
Just to give some context, because I have to tell you that this is very unique. This is not, it's not a pharmaceutical, it's not a nutritional product. It's something that our cells make. It's called redox signaling molecules. But bottom line is, our cells make redox signaling molecules. Your body makes it right now, but we all made more of it when we were younger. What's in this bottle is in you, it's in me, right? But I'll be 64 in 2 weeks and I feel like I'm 30 years old. I've been drinking this for 13 years.
Wow. Doc, what a thrill to meet you and to hear more about this, because, you know, it's you just kind of go, oh, it works, but to hear about the why is really fascinating to me. Dr. David Silverman, what a joy and a pleasure, and thank you so much.